Hello everybody, welcome back once again. We're playing Clair, Obscur, Expedition 33. This is a new game plus, and we're just about to head on into old Lumiere. So let's get at it.
Welcome, my friends, to old Lumiere.
Is anyone still here?
Just Nevrons.
So this is where our piece of Lumiere used to be. Before the fracture ripped apart the world and threw us into the sea.
We're lucky it did. That's probably the only reason we survived.
The heart of the paintress is in the center. Let's go.
This place is an absolute wreck, but it's also pretty wicked. Alright, let's fight.
Last chance. I can do it.
Right, here's the Elgaron. Level that up. Leveling up longer powerful. Grabbing a couple of color illuminas. There's healing counter leveling up as well. And then a revived tin shard. Alright, let's do it.
We'll need a way forward.
The heart is in the center of the city. All right? Show off a bit, Minoko.
Just admit you can't do it yourself.
Minoko! Why the hell did you...
Sorry, I fucked up. I just wanted to show off.
We just have to regroup. The others should be fine. Verso said the heart is in the center of old Lumiere, right?
Right. Okay, Minoko. Stop crying. We have to move.
Yes, sorry.
Oh my god. Alright. Alright, yeah, that's right. This is the Minoko Xiao Lune party.
Friends, I beg your forgiveness for landing us in this quagmire.
It's okay, Minoko. Let's move on, shall we?
Now's our chance. Now was our chance.
Alrighty. Let's see here.
Wow, wow, wow.
Converted to chroma.
Now's our chance. Meet your reckoning.
Battlem leveled up.
How exactly did our piece of Lumiere end up on an island when the rest of the city is here?
One of the great mysteries. I wish we had more time. There's so much to study here.
Good stuff.
The elements dance.
So, Minoko,
Oops.
what was life like before the fracture?
The world was smaller and cozier, livelier. There were many more of us Gestrels back then. The fracture tore our villages apart. Only a fraction of a fraction survived. Our forests are filled with Gestrels awaiting rebirth. Good stuff.
Alright, there's the time tint. I actually think, if I remember right, on my first pass through the game, I had to come back in here to grab that because I missed it. The initial trip. But that, I feel like, made me remember that it was there. It is kind of funny, though, that I missed it, right? Because you can kind of, if you're really paying attention, you can look down, and obviously this is another, you know, level that we don't start on. So, anyways, probably one of the few Pictos that I actually missed on the initial trip. The only other item that I can even think about that I kind of forgot or missed was that little bit of chroma in the Stone Wave Cliffs, but of course I ended up going back and grabbing that afterwards.
Thunder, strike swift. Let us stain them. Meet your reckoning.
If I remember right, though, there's also a bunch of stuff in here that you actually can't get on the initial trip just because of the way that you fall after the kind of like the party breaks up, right? Because Minoko showing off or whatever. Alright, so it looks like here's a, oh, is this? Not sure who this is. I have nothing but time, I suppose, to sit and think. Are you a spirit trapped in the Gamage? These days, I'm just a man who sits and thinks. When she was young, she'd get sad thinking about mortality. But when I asked her about her sadness, her answer surprised me. Are you talking about the paintress? She paints. She wasn't scared of death itself. She was sad because there are more works of art than she'd ever be able to see in her lifetime. So many fables from around the world that she'd never be able to collect, to bring to life in her workshop. All the beauty in the world she'd never get to experience. That saddened her. I encouraged them to believe that their dreams are within their grasp, but she proved me a liar. She did love to challenge me. Of all of them, she and I are the most alike. Okay, so I think this is Renoir, and I think he's speaking about Clair. All of them? It isn't in all of them being his children, I believe. It's important to remember the ones we love, to keep them alive in our minds when they are far away. Far, far away. Are you originally from Old Lumiere? I paint them so that I can remember them, remember their faces. The man has gone silent. Yeah, I think that's Renoir. And speaking again of Clair. And I think that Clair is the most like him. And I think that's more obvious in how the two of them handle this world, right? Where the mother, Aline, kind of creates life, and Clair, and I suppose you could say if Nevrons are life, then I guess Clair is a little bit like that, but it's more that I think the Nevrons, kill expeditioners, and so in a way those two are similar. Renoir and her, that is.
Doesn't that look like one of Esquier's stones?
Oh, yeah.
Let's bring him a gift. I was surprised you agreed so readily to Verso's plans.
He seems to be our best bet for now. We lack too much information.
Do you trust him?
I trust that he wants to reach the paintress, so for now, our interests are aligned.
He has been helpful. Still, I have this feeling he's hiding something.
Minoko, how did you meet Verso?
I don't really remember. I feel like I've always known Verso.
You mentioned traveling with other expeditions.
Quite a few.
How many? What happened to them?
What happened to them?
Maybe ask Verso when we find him.
Yeah, okay. Finding them comes first. Any idea what this is?
I'm afraid not. This is my first time here as well.
They were the ones that Verso was traveling with.
I believe so. They made it surprisingly far. An axon. Interesting. Verso is... Is this true?
Mael's with him.
We need to go. Now!
Verso would never harm her.
you stand. Minoko gets a bit carried away sometimes.
My back hurts, but I'm fine.
Good. The others are probably heading towards the center of the city. We'll rejoin them there.
Feels like home.
Yeah. Feels like home. You okay?
Monoko fits well in the disaster expedition, eh?
Yeah. It does. After you.
Speaking of home, where do you live in Lumiere?
Above a bakery near the center. Angelique's Boulangerie. I ate there every morning. I wonder if it's still there.
It's called Mathilde's now. When this is over, you should go and visit.
Alright, I want to check something here. Oh, it was 58. Oh, okay, so that journal is not here. That I was just curious about that journal in the log and what it actually says. All right, so yeah, Journal 58 is found after the events here in Old Lumiere, which is kind of weird because again, Lune basically just picked it up, so. All right, that's good. Okay, yeah, there's nothing up there. Nothing here.
Time to hit big. En garde.
I never said there was treasure.
Wait a minute. All right, so here is the log that we actually won't be able to get this time around, right? Because the key that's required is obtained in the prologue, and I went with the tokens instead. I don't remember which log that is. Guess I can take a look here. All right, so that journal is the Fracture Survivors journal. I'll just read it out real quick here. So it says, it's Melanie, the 5th of February. The Brigadiers are overdue from their mission to the Monolith, and we've lost half our remaining fighting strength to these creatures and their relentless assault. All adults have taken up arms, but I'm a bookkeeper. What am I supposed to do? Count them before they slaughter us? We've hidden the children. At least they're warm and dry in the cellars, but rations are running low. Things are calmer now at the hospital, but that's because most die before we can get to them. I guess I'm living out of pure stubbornness at this point. Survival isn't really survival anymore. Everyone's so quiet lately, afraid it will draw attention. Sometimes I talk to myself just to hear another human voice. Trevor, you promised I could die before you. You promised. So yeah, obviously very depressing journal. And I think that is another highlight of just how cruel, like, Renoir and especially Clair are, in how they choose to go about removing Aline from the painting, right? Essentially killing everyone off via, Nevrons and the Gamage. is just, you know, again, insanely cruel. I think it may be tempting to think that the Gamage is a little bit more humane, but as Verso even, I think it's Verso even says it at one point. No, I'm sorry, it's Gustav. And I think he's having a conversation with Mael, and he says that's the insidious thing about the Gamage. You know, it's something that like you kind of get used to, but it's death. It's essentially it's death all the same. So you know, I don't know, maybe less cruel, right? Because just poof, everybody's gone, but and not, you know, dying in these horrific ways to Nevron attacks, but still, again, you know, death nonetheless. And again, you know, from what I said earlier, I think that does make a lot of sense in what the fading man said there, in that she's the most like me, right? I think that Clair is the most like her father of the 3 children. Okay, that looks like that is about it here. Nope.
The dance begins.
See what sword ballet is doing these days. Oh, yeah, doing pretty good damage still, I guess.
We're a pretty good team. Verso? Verso? Putain. Where did he go? Where did you go? I need to find Lune and Ciel, quickly.
Verso runs off all the time. He's always ditching me and Minoko. He'll be back. That was, I feel like, honestly, kind of a lazy way of dealing with this situation. There could have been another way to separate these two that didn't. But that said, actually, no. You know what? I think this actually does work the best. Now that I'm thinking about it more, right? This is kind of Verso's personality, right? He's taking off, leaving Mael alone to do this by herself, but because of a specific reason, right? He essentially wants who is it? It would be, I guess it would be Renoir maybe, and painted Alicia to open up the manor, I think anyway. But no, I can't remember now. I think actually maybe Aline or Aline's avatar was there in the manor coming up here at the end of Old Lumiere. And again, I think they wanted, or I think Verso wanted to get in, and he was worried that, of course, because they know he has essentially turned on the family, that he wouldn't be able to get in alone, right? So that's why he needs Mael, and you know, kind of an attempt to use her to get inside the manor. So it actually does make sense here, and it's off-putting, right? I remember the first time watching that scene thinking, why would Verso just take off without saying a word, right? And of course, that's part of Verso's personality, is to keep these expeditioners in the dark, because of course, if they knew the truth, there was a very good chance that they wouldn't go through with this and help him out. So, you know, and now again, on even second thought, or perhaps that's the third thought, I actually think that is, his actions there are appropriate, as much as I, you know, dislike it and generally dislike Verso for his dishonesty, but... The one thing that I think that I haven't really thought that much about, I should have some sort of multi-kill attack here. One thing that I haven't thought that much about though is why Clair had Simon kill the Axon. I need to look into specifically why that would be. I guess other than I think they, you know, maybe all of the Axons need to be dead before we can break the barrier, and so that being one of them, that would be an issue. Although we don't actually kill the Reacher, so I'm not sure on that. I'll have to do some more research on that actually. So of course I did have to do a little research, which I did do, but I gotta be honest, I haven't found a real good definitive answer as to how this actually works. So the events of what Expedition 33 ends up doing is defeating Cyrene, as well as Visages, right? Obviously, the Reacher we don't defeat though, but the Visages and Cyrene contain enough of this pure chroma apparently to create a weapon that breaks the barrier. But that barrier, or I'm sorry, that weapon, which is just called the Barrier Breaker for Mael, is a weapon created by the Curator, which again, of course, is the closest representation to the real Renoir, or the avatar that Renoir inhabits when he enters the painting. And that's fine, but it doesn't explain, and of course Clair doesn't give Simon the power to defeat her Axon, but it doesn't. It's not clear to me what then happens. It's certainly not the Curator, which again is Renoir himself, making a weapon so that for Simon to wield so that he can break the barrier. That clearly isn't what happens, because Renoir at that time was trapped beneath the monolith. So that part of it doesn't make sense. The only thing could be is maybe Clair, after Simon had defeated the Axon, then did something similar for Simon so that Simon could enter the monolith, because that's what happens, right? Simon goes into the monolith. I don't know what he does with Renoir, if he ignores him or something, but he is able to make his way to Aline, who then kind of sheds the deceptions that the Paintress, right, which is the real world Clair, has sort of infused or deceived Simon with, right? And so again, I'm not. That's the one thing that I'm not entirely clear on, and that's what actually happens with the chroma from the Hauler, right? Did Clair make a barrier breaking weapon or something, right? And then also, well, the barrier comes back later. There's some questions there that I'm not 100% sure on, but either way, it was Clair, again deceiving Simon into defeating the Axon, and that was the reason, right? Was to get into the monolith and again try to help Renoir escape, but also weaken Aline and try to force her out of the painting. Oh, hello there. But yeah, interesting, and I definitely didn't. I mean, I understand certainly more. There's still some questions I have, obviously, but I definitely understand more about what was happening between Clair and Simon. Simon's, journal also at the bottom of Renoir's drafts does help kind of clear some of that up, but I don't think certainly the first playthrough, I don't think I fully grasped all of it, and what happened with Clair and Aline's version of Clair obviously being painted over by the real world, or paintress Clair, right? And kind of destroying essentially Aline's version of Clair, which is a little disturbing. But yeah, Clair, real world Clair or paintress Clair is over there. That must be the place.
Intact. Why does it feel so familiar?
Why indeed?
I know this place.
Anyways, yeah, I you know, Clair, the real world Clair is, and what she does here in the canvas, I just find incredibly cruel. But anyways.
Great.
But how? With someone who refuses to talk. We don't even share the bonds of grief anymore. She walks her path, and I walk mine. I don't exist to her. None of us do. She's left us all behind to drown by ourselves so that she can drown alone.
Alright, so yeah, this is Renoir referring to his wife, Aline. I actually was thrown off a little bit. I think the first time that I had read this, or heard this, I actually kind of thought that he might have been speaking with Alicia, but that's not the case, obviously. Yes, she can't talk, but I think she's clearly speaking, I'm sorry, Renoir is clearly speaking about his wife here. Although we don't even share the bonds of grief anymore, I don't know why that would be the case. She walks her path and I walk mine. I don't exist. Where maybe because she's made this entire other family within the canvas, and that could explain why he doesn't feel they share the bonds of grief anymore, right? Because she has remade a version of Verso. She's left us all behind to drown by ourselves so that she can drown alone. That's also not entirely true. The first half of that may be the case, right? But so that she can drown alone. Well, no, she's made another family essentially again within the canvas that she's spending her time with. Now he seems to, you know, view that as drowning alone, but you know, I don't think she would think that. You know, whether or not, you know, that's healthy for her again is an entirely other question. But yeah, anyways, that's my take on that journal there. So this must be, I guess this could be, oh, I didn't check the music score that we got here. Oh, and these are in alphabetical order, aren't they? Yeah, I don't know who this one. Maybe this is the Renoir music. I wish I would have caught what that was, because that would help me know whose room this is. I mean, it seems like it's probably Renoir's room, right? Maybe this is the master bedroom. Anyway, let's get back to the, I was going to say the real world, but let's get back to the canvas. Although, no, technically we're still in the canvas. This is just a, you know, replica of the manor, so. Anyway, alright, let's see here. Use this last flag and we'll take down Renoir.
I knew you'd open the door for her.
Really, Verso? This was your plan? How many times must you hurt our family?
No, you don't get to lecture me on family.
Why do you refuse to see I am doing this for us? Yet you insist on rushing toward death. You're trying to stop the wrong cycle.
You're doing this for yourself.
Of course. It's easier for you to think that, isn't it? Easier to betray us if I'm the villain.
So move. I'm gonna fucking kill him.
You haven't told her the truth. Have you, son?
Sorry we're late. We were busy doing a bit of reading. Were you planning on sharing that this man, the man who murdered our team, is your father?
Family is not my favorite topic. Right, can we talk about this later? I'd really like for you all to survive this.
Blades sharp. Not giving up. Firing. Jab.
Everyone all right? Okay.
Noko's broken. Why don't you accept who you are?
What is Will you tell me your name?
Where did it go? No. Alicia. Fuck!
Oh, glory. Thank you, mon ami.
Care to explain? Your father.
I don't think of him as my father anymore.
Still, why didn't you just tell us?
Because it's private. And it's painful, and it's none of your business. I cut ties with him decades ago.
Lying by omission is still lying.
I've told you everything you need to know.
I'd rather make that determination for myself.
I think we can all understand where each other's coming from, right? He hasn't steered us wrong yet. But we're a team now. And we won't get very far if we don't trust each other.
Family is complicated.
Old friend, you've traveled miles, spinning in circles. Your blind eyes on the dial, stripping off.
The stories say that Gestrels reincarnate. Is that true? Can you bring Noko back?
Partially. We can bring Noko back to life. But not all of Noko will return. It will be a different Noko. The one you knew is gone.
I'm so very sorry, my friend. And all for naught. The Painter's heart was in that manor, and now it's gone. We have no way to access the monolith.
Expedition 58 seemed to think you knew another way.
What?
We found 58 and their journals.
So that's how you... I wasn't hiding it. If that's what you're implying. It's a dead end.
Wait, what are you talking about?
There is someone else who can help us. Excuse me. Is it true? Can you make a weapon that can pierce the barrier? Do you need something from the Axons? Do you need their hearts?
Look, to create this weapon, he needs enormous amounts of pure chroma, which is way beyond what we can get from Nevrons. The only source are Axons, yes. But like I said, that's a dead end. It's impossible.
Why? What are axons?
They're massive creatures living on islands around the monolith. They're much stronger and much more dangerous than Nevrons. I can't die, and I still couldn't take them down.
Yet we found the corpse of one in old Lumiere, so it's possible.
I don't know how that one died. But I'm telling you, listen to me, please. Our chances of taking them down without you lot dying are close to zero.
Close, but not zero. Death is coming either way. And as expeditioners, if we die fighting.
Wonderful pep talk.
I know.
All right, if we're going to fight the Axons, then let's be smart about it.
What do you mean?
I've had a few rough encounters with the Axons. There are 3 located on islands around the monolith, and we need at least 2 hearts to get enough chroma. One lives on a mountain too high for us to reach, so that one's out. We should start with the one to the west of the monolith. It's already been weakened by previous expeditions, right?
Yeah, good idea. Maximize our chances.
Or we embrace the challenge and pick the one in the east.
I like your spirit.
Thank you.
Did you listen to what I just said?
Okay. Okay, so actually before I speak with CL here, I wanted to go over a couple of my thoughts from the last cutscenes there. Mostly it's just, again, kind of how much it bothers me to watch Verso lying to the expedition. Basically, CL asks him, why didn't you just tell us? And he says, essentially, it's private and it's none of your business. And that's not the case. It's their business because what we do and the goal here is going to result in everybody being gammaged and erased. So again, I do not like that aspect of course, of what he's doing. And I think he's wrong for doing so, right? But also, of course, the expedition would never help him if they knew what was happening. Though I also think that there was potentially another way, right? Which actually was, defeating. To keep Expedition 33 and everyone they know alive, it's actually to defeat all of the Nevrons, defeat Clair, and probably expel both of them from the canvas. Although I don't know that Clea's technically in the canvas right now or not. That's hard to say, but. And have Aline's chroma return to her, right? So I think that's the actual, but that's in opposition to Renoir and, well, I should say, the real Renoir and Painted Verso, or Painted Verso's goals, right? That is directly in conflict with them. But anyways, let's get working on probably some relationship stuff here. So let's speak with CL first.
All these years and you've never defeated an Axon?
They're kind of tough.
And do you think our chances are close to zero?
I didn't think you cared about odds.
Lune and I have less than a year. But Mael's different. story time?
Let me think.
Come on. You've been alive for over 60 years. You must have tons of stories.
Over 100 years, actually. So, it's hard to choose.
You're 100 years old and so indecisive?
All right. Let me think. Okay, I'm going to share something deeply personal with you.
Oh, I'm so intrigued.
It's about my hair.
Your hair? That's a bit literal on the dark and personal.
Hey, I'm sharing a heartfelt secret here. Do you want the story or not?
Please, do share.
Sometime after the fracture, my hair turned completely white, like an old man. Luckily, the Gestural village has a hairstylist quite skilled in color treatments.
Lucky.
But he's always napping when I get there, and his apprentice always mucks things up. I'm lucky my hair's not purple this time.
Purple could be fun.
So, your turn.
That was hardly dark or personal.
White hair? Old man, I'm revealing myself here.
All you've revealed is that you're vain, and that you're really bad at making appointments.
Vain? Hey, I'm not the one with all the bracelets and rings.
Actually, my students made these bracelets for me, to remember them by. Because chances are we'll never see each other again.
Not necessarily.
I'm an optimist, but I'm also a realist. My youngest student is 6. Her parents will gommage when she's 12, and she herself won't live past 21. Her parents did the maths. They'll have 12 years as a family, and she'll experience 21 years of life. These are the choices we get to make. The earlier you have children, the more time you get to share with them, the more life they'll get to live. And every year you wait...
You're shortening your child's life.
Precisely.
You don't have any children, though.
No, I don't, but I have my students. One of my friends, Sophie, said it best. She said she loves her children so much, the best thing she could do for them is not to have them. See? Dark and personal.
Yeah, you've set the bar high.
Come back with a better story next time.
So Esquier said earlier on in the story that losing a rock is better than never having a rock. I like that his opinion differs from CL's here in that regard, right? So losing a child is better than never having one in the first place. Anyways, through Verso's story, though Verso's story was rather lacking, CL appreciates Verso slightly more than before. Wow, why does it feel like these relationship levels are still so low? CL and Verso spent a bit too long teasing each other before going back to the others. No such thing as too long when it comes to teasing.
All these years and you've never...
They're kind of...
Alright, let's see if she's got any other... Yep, we do have one more. Verso approaches CL, who seems open to talking.
Here to make amends for your terrible story.
I'll be honest. I didn't expect things to get so deep so fast.
I could tell. I'm not really sure you're up to the challenge.
Oh, I can keep up. In fact, I'm here to offer a story.
A good one this time?
Yes. Well, you said I'm vain.
No. You said you're vain.
Would a vain person keep this scar? I could heal it, but I don't.
Oh? Why is that?
It's a reminder of the price I paid to stand on my own 2 feet. But, it meant walking away from people I cared about. So, there you have it. Dark and personal.
I feel like there's more to this story. It's probably not a coincidence, then, that Renoir has a similar scar.
Mael's right. You really do see everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We disagreed on pretty much everything. Tactics, goals, what lines we wouldn't cross. I had to walk away, but he was resistant.
You fought?
It was the first time we ever raised a hand against the other.
If you can control your healing, that means Renoir can too. And he made the same choice as you. Interesting.
Oh, I never thought of it that way. But, you're right. So, dark and personal enough for you?
It was worthy.
Worthy of the story of that scar on your stomach.
Well, we all have scars that won't heal, don't we?
Deep.
That's a story for another time. The scars look good on you, though.
I know. That's the real reason I keep them.
I knew it.
Right, Ciel approaches that, appreciates that Verso opened up to her. She feels closer to Verso now. Right, up to 3. It's a long ways to go to get to 7. Ciel and Verso switch to sillier topics for a few minutes before heading back to the others. Right, next up is Lune.
Okay. We'll, talk later then. My fellow Night Owl.
Night Owl?
You never seem to sleep.
I sleep. I sleep enough.
You're gonna burn out this way.
Thanks for your concern.
From one insomniac to another.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I just can't turn off my mind. It's like I pick up a puzzle and I can't set it down until I solve it.
And what's your current puzzle?
The talking neurons. The ones that seem to have personalities and thoughts and feelings. I'm trying to make sense of the things they said. I know there's an important piece of the puzzle there. We need to find and talk to more of them.
I've talked to a few. They mostly spout nonsense. I wouldn't expect too much.
Maybe you weren't asking the right questions.
Well, I'm certainly not as experienced as you.
What about you, my fellow night owl? Why can't you sleep?
Oh, you know, weight of the world, a tortured soul, things like that.
Oh, a funny night owl. Come on, I just shared with you.
You did, didn't you? Feels nice sharing, huh?
Mm-hmm. Feels even nicer when people reciprocate.
Sleep is not very restful for me. I used to have horrible dreams, but somehow it was worse when they stopped. Now it's just this oppressive void.
Fascinating. So, you experience discomfort while you sleep? Pain? Are you aware of time passing? I should observe you next time you sleep.
Well, that's not creepy.
Precisely. It's science.
Well, it's not like we have private rooms here, so... Sure. Knock yourself out.
For science.
Right.
Verso flashes a grin at Lune. Lune can't help but smile back. The world feels a little brighter when they're together. Oh, that's adorable. Boom, all the way up to 4? Dang. Lune can't restrain herself from asking Verso a few more questions before they head back to the others. Thanks to Verso's answers, Lune understands Chroma better than before. Tree of Life. Which technically we already had. I think that's it for Lune. I'll just zip through here again really quick though, just to, yep. Whoops. I was supposed to be talking with Maya.
Ready for the axons? Of course you are.
Verso approaches Mael, who is alone by the lake.
What was it like for you, growing up in Lumiere?
Aside from being a sad and lonely orphan, it was great. Although technically, everyone in Lumiere is an orphan.
How old were you when your parents passed away?
Around 3, I guess. Yeah. I was an unwelcome surprise. They never wanted kids. And they definitely didn't want one right before their gommage.
That must have sucked. For both you and them.
Yeah. It did. Then they died. And I bounced around from family to family. I can't even remember all of them. I was kind of a weird kid, I guess.
So was I.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I was obsessed with my piano and my paint set.
I was a bit more severe than that. I used to have lots of nightmares and talk to myself. Kept running away from home all the time.
Nah, if that's weird, then we're all weird. Actually, I kind of think everyone's a weird kid in someone's eyes.
Well, I was a weird kid in everyone's eyes.
Even Gustav's.
Kind of. It's why he and his sister took me in. Nobody else wanted me. But I guess Gustav and Emma used to be weird kids too. So they liked me.
See? Everyone's weird. What did you do in Lumiere? Ciel was a farmer, Lune was a researcher, Gustav was an engineer. What about you?
Nobody wanted me for any of the fancy apprenticeships. So I got stuck as a runner for the warehouses. But that turned out to be kind of nice. I got to go everywhere in the city. I probably know the place better than anyone.
Yeah? What was your favorite place?
The Hanging Gardens. Me and Gustav used to go up there a lot. Do you miss Lumiere?
Yeah. I do. Not just the place, but everything about that time. The festivals, the gardens, dancing the night away on the harbour. Before, well, all this. That home is gone. Not just the place, but also the people.
You have us now?
Yeah. and you've got me. So, you want to dance the night away?
Maybe our ciel.
Mael starts to open up to Verso. She feels more comfortable around him, as does Verso with Mael. Mael and Verso spend some time reminiscing about the past, then head back to the others.
Ready for the accident?
Alright, down there.
I'm sorry, mon vieux. We'll bring Noko back.
I know.
I'm ready. Just say the word.
When the time is right. After we've settled this.
Verso approaches Minoko, who is carefully cleaning his Nevron legs.
Polishing your collection of Nev legs?
Yes. Aren't they beautiful?
Yes. I, too, find the legs of our enemies to be beautiful.
Yes, I knew you would appreciate them. You, sir, are a true connoisseur of elegant weaponry.
Why do you need to polish them anyway?
A warrior must be prepared for battle. And battle is just as much mental as physical.
Mental, eh?
Imagine you're in Nevron, and you see me, charging toward you, brandishing the well-polished and gleaming leg of one of your brethren. Think of the intimidation.
True. I wouldn't want to battle anyone who's using your hairy foot as a club. Or for the smell of the intimidation.
And then I transform into one of them. Ha! Intimidation and confusion. From that alone, the battle is already won. The rest is mere cleanup.
Funny. Doesn't seem to work for you against Stalags, does it?
Stalacts are too stupid to realize they should be intimidated and confused.
Right. Definitely not because you're afraid of them.
Ha! Me? I fear no Nevron. Least of all a Stalact.
Perfect. In that case, want to go intimidate some Stalacts? We've got some time to kill.
Yes, well, that would definitely be quite exhilarating. But maybe later. I really need to finish polishing all these legs. I've still got 20 more to go.
I've missed you. Alright then. Come on, move over and hand me an extra cloth. Let's get these legs shining so bright they blind our enemies and send them screaming.
As they polish the Nevron legs, Minoko exuberantly bellows a war chant and bullies Verso into singing along. They sing together with great gusto. Looney comes over to shush them, but ends up joining the polishing effort. It takes a while, but they finally finish and head back to the others.
I'm sorry, mon vieux.
I know.
I'm ready.
When the time is right.
Alright, we're down there.
I'm mad.
Esky.
I'm stinking mad.
About Noko.
That was mean. I thought he cared. Renoir's not being Renoir.
He's not. I know, buddy. I'm mad too. Enjoying the stars?
Stars are the apples of the sky.
I love the way you see the world.
Oh, that constellation looks like Francois.
Yeah, it's not grumpy enough. It needs to look a bit more cranky.
He's not grumpy. He's just sad. He misses Claire.
Ah.
Enfant used to be all wee, but now he's all ooh.
We?
Yes, wee. Back in the day, when there was nothing in the world except the four of us flying around on adventures.
Ah, I see. And, woo?
Yeah, centuries go by without your best friends. That's gonna make you go, ooh.
How come you're not grumpy like Francois?
I am grumpy.
Oh, are you now?
I too am ooh. But I'm also wee. So the wee balances the ooh.
Sounds like you're in a woo-wee type situation.
You really get me, Verso.
I think we're both a little, woo-wee. Wee-woo. Although I'm a bit more woo than wee these days. Hey, that one looks a little like Minoko.
Oh, and if you squint and sort of scrunch up your face, that one next to it looks like Noko.
Verso and Esquier feel their bond deepen after this meaningful interaction. They spend more time looking at the stars, saying they look like things they absolutely do not look like. Esquier's nonsense inspires Verso. Striker. Then head back to the others.
Esquier's
I'm
about.
Dad?
He's not.
Alright, that looks like that's it. Let's work on the journal here next. Mael finds a spot where she can write. She spends some time writing in Gustave's journal to honor his memory. She writes about old Lumiere and how their city was actually transported from the continent to the ocean. She hopes Gustave's apprentices will read this journal someday. Mael heads back.
So, the masked person with Renoir, that's your sister? Not a hard leap to make.
Her name's Alicia.
What's wrong with her? She wears a mask all the time, she never talks, and she's always staring.
She was trapped in a fire a long time ago. Damaged her face and her throat, so, yeah.
Why did they come to see me?
I don't know. That surprised me when he told me. She helped me before. I thought she'd help me again, but it seems she's chosen a different side. Family is complicated, right?
Yeah.
Do you want the armband back?
What?
I feel like a fraud wearing it, given, you know.
Wear it anyway. You said you chose your side, right?
I did. You're not upset with me?
Strangely, no. I hate secrets, but Gustav always gave people the benefit of the doubt. And your actions are what matters. I trust you.
Thanks.
She trusts him, and all he's gonna do is betray her. It's sad. All right, let's go to sleep. I need to head back into Old Lumiere and finish, you know, some of the exploration there. So we will do that. All right, swim through coral reefs and expedition escape. Very nice. All right, let's go back in. All right, so that's where the manor used to be. Head this way. Oh, I need to switch my party order here.
This will hurt. Time to hit big. This and precision.
The elements dance.
Alright, let's fix this here. Journal time. Oh man. Looks like Simon was here.
Armand, Expedition 42. It's been 2 weeks, and still no word from Freya or Olivier. They've never missed a check-in before, no matter how exciting their find. Oh, my friends, I hope the end was swift. The grandest exhibit is likely our last, but as Olivier would say, it is also our grandest. I wish you were here, making that joke for the 1000th time. I'm proud of our work. We've pieced together so much. I just wish we had more time. The Gommage is still a few months away. Perhaps I can make one last trek. If you're reading this, my unknown future friend, I hope the information we've gathered helps you find answers. We've done what we could, in the hopes that you will prevail. Tomorrow comes.
Yeah, I think the every single one of these journals that I read again like this just makes me think about how, you know, there's so many of these people working together at a common goal, and it's I think like in like thinking it in that way makes Mael's ending so much better. Yeah, so I don't know. I think generally I would say that I like, and again, you know, the mentioned this in my discussion on the endings, but you know, the developers have explicitly stated that there is no good ending, right? But I do think, what is this? Why is this grapple here? There must be a route that leads here or something. Because otherwise this seems pointless. Alright, well, we'll see that later, probably. But yeah, you know, like so the developers or the creative, I forget, it was like the creative lead or whatever, but you know, explicitly stated that there is no no good ending, but there's also no bad ending, right? Like it's just, it is what it is. You're essentially, I look at it as you're choosing the happiness of Mael or Verso. But in doing that, though, certainly in Mael's ending, you know, all of these people end up alive again. I would assume live out actually full lives, right? But yeah, I don't know. It's tough. The part of me is like, man, why couldn't there have just been, you know, an ending where everyone ends up happy? But like, that was not their goal. That was not what the writers wanted. So, so they did not write it that way.
The elements dance.
Okay, wildfire.
Chroma is flowing.
Oh, there's kind of no reason to come out here, I guess. Okay.
So much potential. Now's our chance. Feel the storm.
What have we here?
Chroma there. That's just going to lead us back. No reason to do that. Hey, Perilous Parry upgrading, like that.
Great.
Healing Death upgraded as well from 10 to 30. Alright, is that it for up here? That sure looks like it, huh? Yeah. Alright, let's drop down, I guess. And this... Is this the entrance? Yes. Okay. Okay, so we can drop down right there, or we can drop down here. I don't remember if there's anything to obtain. That actually looks like the beginning of Lune's area. Let's check this side here. Oh, or does this look like Lune's area? This looks more like Lune's area. Let me see. Yeah, this is. Alright, let's head back. Is this just the start of Mael? Yeah, this must be Mael and Verso's start. Yep, it sure is. Don't think we really need to fight this stuff since we've already fought it before, but I also don't know if there's actually anything extra this way. Probably not. We're gonna have to travel down Lune's path again as well. There'll be obviously a flag there that we can hit. Yeah, I already went up here for sure. I'm not gonna fight any of this stuff if I don't have to, because we've really already done that. There with the Pictos. I think that was a Pictos anyway. We already grabbed. I think I got the stuff up here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was like a Pictos or something back here as well. Alright, and that's right back to the manor. Well, as far as I know, I am confused though about that whatchamacallit over here. That grapple point. Take a look around again. Yeah, it's right there. It looks like there must be a way from across there. But there's... It's gotta be something like really far, it would seem like. Yeah, that one confuses me. I don't know what the purpose is. Oh, and this is a dead end down here. Huh. Yeah, okay, so it looks like it's something from over there. Like you must end up in there somewhere and then grapple across to here to make like a bit of a loop. Let's go down that other path that I didn't take. I'm curious if anything has kind of been added. It must be, right? I'm pretty sure let me see. Sure. Was it 58? Okay. Well, so now we've got this journal. I'm confused on this. Did we just get this by beating the area? Because we didn't actually find this. I'm sorry, well, technically Lune found it, right? I guess that makes sense that we don't actually access it. Jeez. Because she... Yeah, this must kind of pop up once you have beat the area, right? Because then we meet back up, right? It makes sense that you wouldn't see this while you're playing as Mael and Verso initially, right? Because Lune has the log back then. All right, let's play the voiceover for this.
Expedition 58, Delphine. The behemoth is such a marvel. It has a small city on its back that I really want to explore, but the others think it's too risky, too easy to get caught by the nevs around here. Verso called this thing an axon. Apparently they are incredibly powerful, with hearts of pure chroma, utterly unkillable. Except clearly, something did. Verso and his father Renoir spent years trying to kill the axons, hoping to forge their hearts into a weapon to break the barrier. But no dice. I bet the curator would love to get his hands on one of those hearts. He could easily forge such a weapon.
Okay, let's see here. Verso and his father Renoir spent years trying to kill the Axons, hoping to forge their hearts into a weapon to break the barrier, but no dice. So that'd be Verso and essentially the curator, right? Because the painted version of Renoir, as far as I know, has never had the goal of defeating Axons. Again, as far as I know. But then she goes to say the curator would love to get his hands on one of those hearts. He could easily forge such a weapon. I guess maybe. Yeah, I mean that Renoir could be the same person as the curator, right? Because that is, but as long as that's the real Renoir. Otherwise, if that's the painted version of Renoir, that doesn't really make sense to me. Unless each had a change of heart, right? The painted version of Renoir or Aline's version, but I don't know that that's the case. Anyways, okay, well, it makes a little bit more sense. Wait, does she specifically say father? Let me see. Journal. Yeah, Verso and his father, Renoir. Yeah, so that is the giveaway. Well, it's then obvious, their relationship, and that's why obviously Lune was extremely upset with Verso for not, obviously sharing the truth about Renoir. All right, let's see if we can find... I am really curious about that grapple point over there. I don't know if I just didn't see it the first time or what the deal was there. Definitely feels like I'm missing something though. Right, yeah, we got to get down there to that chromatic. Okay, well this is the entrance. Let me just see if this just leads back to the... Yeah, I think it does. Oh yeah, there's the opening portal shimmer. All right, so we'll just go the opposite way. Jesus, fucking people. So loud. Alright, anyway. Yeah, we'll just take Lune's path again instead of Mael Versos this time. Although, where does this lead? Don't remember this flag. Oh. Yeah, this leads down there. Okay, well, let's go here first.
Overflowing with energy.
Summons a clone.
A storm is coming. Meet your reckoning.
Lost chance. I can do it.
The elements dance.
Boom. Alright, got the Densesso leveling up to 30 and Revive Paradox to 31. Wow, 11 to 31. That's a huge upgrade. Ah, no. Fail. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything else back here first. Yeah, this place is crazy, though. All these, like, gigantic light swords. And there's the hauler. Or the hauler's corpse. Oh, there's like chromo across here. Can I jump it? Not quite.
Interesting.
Right, let's try this again, but not fail this time.
What have we here?
Alright. That looks like that is it for down here. Let's head back to Lune's path. Honestly, didn't remember this place being so time-consuming. That's the wrong way. Where is this? Is the correct way. Down here was the Pictos that I commented on after having missed it my initial play pass through. I've been up there. This was the... Is this Renoir speaking about Clair? Yeah. Yeah, boy, this is like ground zero. Looking up at a dead axon. Creepy. Not seeing anything here. Oh, there's the mime.
Chroma is flowing.
Let's carve a path. Prepare for oblivion. My turn.
Blades sharp. Firing. Jab.
The braid for seal. Okay, well, I don't think there's much else here. Aha! I think that's the grapple location. Yup. Yeah, I figured. Okay, well, I was right in the theory. That looks like that is it, though, for this area, which, thank goodness, finally done. Fully explored. I don't remember if I read out the, or if I played the Expedition 58 journal when I did my initial playthrough, because I don't really remember that one. All right, that's going to be it for this one. As always, I hope the guide was helpful, and thanks for watching.